going, everyone? Yes, this is not an illusion. I am playing a Shadow Priest. Here's the quote of the day. As long as you continuously look into the light, you will not be engulfed by the shadows. I don't know if that means you're supposed to carry a flashlight with you or you're not supposed to go out at night, but the bottom line is, yeah, guys, I'm playing a Shadow Priest. The question is why? Because nothing has essentially changed with Shadow Priest. I was very, very aggravated that they took Spectral Guise away. I was aggravated that they took Psychic Horror away, and didn't really improve them too much in twos and arena. But honestly, I knew that they were going to be strong. I knew the damage would be very good as long as nobody touches you, right? You just got to tell everybody, don't touch me because you'll get cooties. That's all you got to do. You just tell the opposing team, if you guys touch me in any way, melee, casters, anyone, you're going to get cooties, so don't do it. So your damage is really, really strong. And I'm sure that there's a way I could have worked things out with a lot of the slows that you get from the multiple mind flays, and even just having mind control baseline, which can be a lot of fun. We got some new clips coming up with that, so be attuned for that in the future. And why am I playing Shadow? Why? I was like bitching and complaining. I always said that they were going to be strong. I also knew that they were going to be redefine the word glass cannon. I just knew that was going to happen. Just knew it was going to happen. Like, uh-oh, there's a demon hunter on me. But you see, you got all these different mind flays from the psyfiend. Now he goes up top, but I'm reducing his healing, and he's got some major problems. So do I. I got some problems, but I think we're going to last him out, and it's thanks for playing. Thank you for playing, Mr. Demon Hunter. But the point is this. Shadow, I always knew was going to be very strong as far as damage goes, even with the loss of Cascade, which I never particularly liked. I just knew Shadow was going to be strong, but it just wasn't as fun. That run and gun style was gone, Psychic Horror was gone, so you couldn't see people from range, and obviously Spectral Guise. Spectral Guise was huge, a hugely underrated ability. I could have figured it out. I could have sat there and brainstormed and figured it out, but it just wasn't as much fun. So why the change? Why are we showing up with a Shadow Priest again? Okay, well, nothing with Shadow has changed. Very strong in RBGs, very strong in threes with the right comp, garbage in twos. BGs, if nobody touches you, you're going to do a ton of damage. If people train you, you're going to hate playing the class. Just the way it is. Why Shadow Priest? Well, I actually wanted to play Disc. One thing I was very wrong about were Disc Priest. I was thinking Disc is just not going to be good in Legion. Blizzard has always shied away from having that hybrid damage healer class as a healer, leaning towards being a healer, like Disc is right now. So Blizzard always shied away from that. They always said it wasn't going to work. And now all of a sudden in Legion, they found a way to make it work. I don't know, maybe they just checked the vault and they found the build and they decided, hey, let's give this a shot. And I really didn't think it would work. I didn't think Disc would work, but I was wrong. I was 100% wrong, so I wanted to play Disc, and I just didn't know the rotation. I didn't really, things have changed since I played it quite a bit, and I wanted to play a true hybrid style and do damage as well. So while I was just kind of getting artifact power and getting PvP talents, I played what I knew, which is a Shadow Priest. And incidentally, I want to point out, in this particular battleground, I only have about 6 or 7 PvP talents. My I-level is 830, and I don't even have 30 artifact traits, okay? And I'm doing pretty good, okay? So Shadow is pretty strong, I said, up until somebody comes and decides, okay, time to stop now. Get out of the pool. You can't stand there alone and do damage in the shadows. So things have changed. So I kind of found a little bit of a groove playing Shadow. So now I kind of want to play some Disc and some Shadow. But the other reason is simply because my whole mindset now, I've always loved doing BGs. The fun for me in World of Warcraft for years has been playing different classes and battlegrounds and RBGs. That's what I enjoy doing most. And I know that I subtract somewhat of a competitive level of play because I'm constantly switching around and I'm never focused on one particular class or 2 classes even. And I know that kind of gimps me a little bit. It makes me more of a jack of all trades but master of none. I've always known that. But that's where the fun is for me. So that's why we play. We play because it's fun. We don't play because Blizzard gives us money. It's actually the reverse. We play money. We pay money. We pay money to play the game. It's the opposite. So I'm sticking with what's fun for me. I really am. I mean, I love Shadow and WoD. I had 2 Shadow Priests and had a blast with playing Shadow. And I'm actually having a pretty good time here. And I think that there's some viable ways that I can make Shadow work without Spectral Guys and without Psychic Heart. And it has a lot to do with running with fear as opposed to the stun. Now, I know I have the stun in this particular battleground, but after I got out of here, I kind of said, you know, if I just pop Psychic Scream, I'll get them to scatter, and then I can pop a mind control on them and walk them further away, and then maybe I get a couple of procs with my Mind Flays from my artifact, and next thing you know, I got them at a decent range. And then maybe I could get into Void. A lot of maybes, you know, a lot of if and thens and maybes. But I'm starting to see the light here, and that's a good thing because I'm not going to get engulfed by the shadows. So yeah, I'm kind of liking Shadow Priest a bit more. And my focus has been more towards Arena, because battlegrounds are just a major clusterfuck right now. You step into a battleground. If you're Horde, you got to wait 20 minutes to get into a fucking battleground. If you're Alliance, about maybe 40 to 50% of the time you're up against Horde premates. The Horde are just constantly going in premates, and they're not 5-man premates. They are not 5-man premates. They are 10-man premates, and you could easily tell. If you've ever played an RBG, you can easily tell when you're up against a pre-made or part of a pre-made because the focus is perfect. It's not that all of a sudden randomly you got dealt 10 good players on the Horde side. Fuck that shit. No goddamn way. When you go in and you cap, say, Blacksmith, and they're ninja cap it and nobody's there, and then suddenly 8 people show up in less than 3 seconds, that is not 8 good players realizing where they should be and when they should be there. No fucking way. That is a pre-made. Sure, sometimes, you know, there's always the exception. There's always the exception, but the norm, most of the time, that means it's a pre-made. When that kind of response time occurs, that's the kind of response time you see in RBGs, and in RBGs, generally people are coordinating through some sort of voice mechanism, whether it's Skype or it's Vent or Curse or what have you. And that's the only way you're going to get that coordinated, with focusing a target as well as being at the right place at the right time. And I just think I have another video. Guys, I have another video coming up where I'm going to talk about this consistent, ridiculous nerfs that Blizzard is throwing in the wrong direction at certain classes, and how it's just so frustrating to invest so much time, put in the artifact grind to your heart's delight, and then just to have your class nerfed in PvP by 10 or 15%. It's extraordinarily frustrating, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's experiencing this, and I've never seen a series of nerfs in my entire fucking time of playing WoW, which goes on the greater part of 8 years now. I've never seen them step up and nerf classes with such a ridiculous level. And this is flaunting their incompetence. Now, I have no problem getting nerfed. I have no problem. If I play a class, I play it because it's fun, and I have a particular style that I like with it, whether I have a lot of speed, or I have a lot of damage, or a lot of CC. And I'll kind of focus on the median that brings out the best. That's what I do. That's what a lot of players do. But when they completely ignore Fury Warriors, who can heal 32% of their maximum health every 16 seconds while maintaining pressure on a target, that is fucking ridiculous. That is OP beyond belief. And Rets, I don't know what happened to them, but they were ridiculously OP prior to this patch, and now they're more OP. And once they get their artifact traits in full sync, they're going to be kicking ass like crazy. Maybe we should just all play Red Paladins. I think that's what we should do. We just forego every class in the game, and we'll just all play Fury Warriors and Red Paladins. I don't want to get too much into this because I'm going to make a whole other video on this, and you guys can listen to me complain, and you can complain about me complaining, which I think is kind of redundant and stupid, but that's your right. You could do it. But the fact is, maybe I can do something. Maybe it gets in front of the right eyes. Maybe if you guys help me and share that video when it comes out, it's going to have something to do with nerf. I'm going to have nerf all over the thumbnail. And I'm going to talk about it and not just bitch, but provide facts. So if you guys could support that, that would be great. This is Luxley. Oh, by the way, this is a loss. We lose this because this is just typical for the Alliance nowadays. I wanted to show the reality of WoW PvP for Alliance. Luxley saying, have a great one, peeps. Thanks for watching.